Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. How are you today?
Well, I'm doing great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the weather like by you?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I flew yesterday. Had a great
Yay!
flight. Yes, I loved it.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Steve-O, what about you?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I had a good weekend. I flew all weekend, and
Oh, not a good weekend,
the
really?
weather was kind of cold and bumpy, but I had a lot of fun. It had been a bit.
Yeah.
Got
It
my
was
wingtip
weird, yeah.
past the horizon for the first time. That was fun, and I might be getting a new wing soon. And I was
That's
just about to tie in my 2D, but it's going to a beginner, so I'm not going to do that.
Good. That's exciting. I got to fly a couple times, and it was crosswind and bumpy, and I did not like it. So I just kind of took it easy. So anyway, we are keeping this young lady up late tonight because she's over in the UK, and I am so happy that she was able to stay up because I know you guys actually do better with live chat and live interaction with people versus a recorded one. So I begged her to stay awake for us. So let's welcome in Tracey. Hi, Tracey.
Hello. Hi, everyone. You okay?
How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. Really well.
And what kind of weather do you have over there right now?
Oh, it's awful. It's been awful for quite a while. It's windy, it's wet. The fields are a little bit waterlogged. So it's been a little while for any of us have flown. So we're all getting a little bit grumpy.
Okay. So when's the last time that you've flown? Now you fly a paramotor, right?
Yes, I do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a mini plane top 80 and I fly Ozone Snorko 2, which I've had for the last couple of years, which I absolutely love.
Now, I saw in the video, you have a prop that I really love.
I was wondering how long it would take for you to
I like that prop.
Not long. Because when you
Yeah,
were pointing in that video, it looked really cool as the other person came up on you.
yeah. I mean, I never get to see it, but I've had it now for. I don't want to speak too soon, touch wood, but I've had that prop now for the last 2-3 years, and
Good for you.
I did some work for somebody, and he got the vinyl. He got it wrapped in vinyl for me.
Nice.
So it's like
That's
pink,
what I was going
pink
to
and
ask.
yellow. I know there was a bit in the intro.
That's what I was going to ask, if it was paint or if it was vinyl. So
Yeah, it's vinyl.
nice. So, Deweese or Steve, you want to ask her any questions to start off? And
So
Yeah.
I was in the UK a while ago, and it just reminded me
Okay.
because right now we have a lottery going on that's worth more than $1 billion. But while I was in the UK, I actually won the knighthood lottery. I'll tell you what, it was a surprise. Yeah.
she's like, what?
Oh,
I forgot
forgot my
to mention
crickets.
this is Steve. She's speechless.
yeah, and she broke up a tiny bit towards the end there. Whereabouts in the UK were you?
Oh, I kind of went all over from London, did some horseback riding in Wales, and
Oh, nice.
I started in Lancaster.
Yeah, we went to Wales about 3 months ago on a little flying holiday. Went to Cardigan Bay, which was lovely. We got like great weather when we were there.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I have a question about the vinyl on the prop. How does that stay on? I mean, is there a problem with it staying on with the
No, I mean it's been absolutely fine. Actually, I asked the same question when I got it done, and they do customize quite a few of the props here.
Hmm.
I'm just grateful that I've still got it and I haven't broken it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
don't jinx yourself. So, how did you get into this sport?
So I've been flying it's got to be about 7 years now, and
Wow.
my dad used to fly microlights a long time ago, and he used to have some hangar space because he did some work for the farmer. He ended up losing it, and then we went to. I don't know if you guys. I don't know if it still happens. Actually, we went to a fly-in in America in the 90s, and I'm struggling to the name of it. Is it Sun and Fun or Fun and Sun or something?
Fun and fun.
That sounds familiar.
And he ended up buying a Paramotor and shipping it back. And back then, the motors were really heavy. The wings were just. It took a long time to get to get airborne. So I've always sort of grown up with him flying something. And my granddad used to sort of build his own airplanes and like light aircraft and fly those. But it wasn't until about 7 or 8 years ago that I did. He put me in touch with somebody, and I did a tandem. And I landed. I remember landing and thinking, I don't care how much that cost me. I've got to sign up for lessons. So I ended up saving up as much money as I could to learn. And yeah, I just remember that first flight was. I think I just caught the bug, like a lot of people do.
Does your dad still fly?
He doesn't fly as much anymore because he's got some health problems. So he's been flying a trike for quite a long time, but he sold it recently. But every time he sells his equipment, he always goes and buys some more. So I don't think he's ready to give up just yet. Which I hope he doesn't, because I love flying with him.
So my husband's asking, does the vinyl affect the balance?
No, it doesn't. No, it's no, we put it on the prop balancer, and it was absolutely fine.
And Wendy says it's very pretty.
It is very pretty.
I like Wendy's wing.
You're right.
Yeah.
Her husband is asking, is there a group of people that you fly with?
Yeah, we've got. I mean, where I live, we're quite lucky because the school that I trained with is quite local to us, and he's quite highly regarded and well known in the UK. And I sometimes go and fly over with go back to the school, which is just in Market Harborough. I've got a couple of friends which are over the border into Leicestershire, so I fly there. And then sometimes I just like to go fly by myself or fly with my dad locally. So I've got kind of a few different groups of friends depending on sort of what mood I'm in and what sort of flight that I want to do.
Okay. So you have a significant other, correct?
Yes.
And does he fly?
Yeah, he's in bed at the moment in the next room, and I don't know how he's going to sleep because he's probably listening to me right now.
Does he
No,
fly?
he's had a tandem. He does match fishing, so he fishes for carp in competitions.
Ah,
So it's slightly different, but he has had a tandem flight,
and what did he think of that?
and I've dragged him to a few fly-ins as well.
What did he think of his tandem?
Oh, he absolutely loved it.
Good.
It was one of those sort of no-wind days where the sunset was stunning, and he really enjoyed it.
Good.
Is he going to pick it up?
No, I don't think he will.
No?
He struggles sometimes with roller coasters and going to the theme parks.
Oh.
Me too.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to get hooked.
I'd like to ask about license for paramotors in England. What do you have to go through to be legal to fly?
So in the UK, it's all unregulated. So in theory, anybody can just go and buy a paramotor and a wing and just go and fly from a field. A lot of people, you do get the whole kind of the trained versus the non-trained political on social media. But it's deregulated. So, I mean, apart from, we obviously got air law and everything that we need to follow, but you don't need any license at all.
Okay.
I am curious why between the US, the UK, why Canada regulates paramotors so much more and you have to have a license. It just boggles the mind because that's only like, 22 million people in the second biggest country in the world. They're like, nope, you got to have a license. You can't fly.
Yeah. Is it something to do with the stats on the, the fatalities or the injuries or something? Is it?
Usually the organizations that regulate air traffic and travel, they're mostly concerned with safety with, stuff like passenger airplanes and stuff. So they really don't care what happens to us as long as we're not going to bring down a plane or cause harm to public and cause outrage. So I'm just really curious why Canada is different, but it's for a different
Do you guys
reason.
need insurance to fly over there? Because
Nope.
we don't hear, some of the fly-ins ask for the insurance now, but we don't need insurance here.
Some LZs ask for it if you ask for like a public park or certain random places, but I've always come back to them and say, hey, it's going to cost me a ton of money to find an insurance company for this, and I'm more likely to damage myself rather than property or people. And then they come back and say, okay, you're fine, just sign a liability waiver for me.
Were you done talking?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was really awkward, wasn't it? I was like, were they trying to process it? What did I say? Did I go catatonic?
I have, let's see, I pulled up the one picture, my favorite here. Let's see if I can get it here. Check that out.
Ooh,
That's
that
Cool.
is loud.
so cool. Yeah.
And she's got a matching jacket and a wing.
That's actually my snowboarding jacket, and I just use it for for both.
So is that a top 80 on a mini plane?
It is, yeah. It's a mini plane, 80. Yeah, it's the older model one.
Is that your original paramotor that you've started with, or
It is, yeah, it is. That's the first. That's lasted me the last 6 years. I'm on my second wing now, but
Wow. So you've been on the same motor for the last 6 or 7 years. How often do you fly?
yeah, I'd say probably less now than, ironically, a lot less now than I used to fly. Ironically, I left sort of employment to go self-employed, so I have more time to fly, and it's gone the other way around. And I actually spend more time working now than flying. But yeah, it's got some hours on it. That motor has, definitely.
Scuba just said it looks like a flamingo prop to me, and I'm like, I'm sitting there thinking, Eric, I think we need to get something.
It'll match the wing too.
Yep, with the matching wing. That'd be sweet.
Yep.
So anybody got any questions in the chat at all for this lovely lady that's caffeinated on tea?
Yeah, I've had I think 4 or 5 cups now.
So Kopay's asking, what is that on the 180 hoop?
What is that? 180 centimeter hoop.
Oh,
Yes.
one is that? Yes.
I think so. I'm not sure about the measurements of the hoop, to be honest.
Oh God, there's 2 of you.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Oh, we can't take that.
Yeah, really.
Here's one from Wendy. What's your most memorable flight?
Far too many. I'd probably say when we went over a good few years ago, we went over, coordinated it, so there was 7 pilots. We took off locally and flew to a viaduct at the same time as a vintage steam train was flying across. That was pretty special.
Oh yeah.
A lot of drones though. And when I went to Wales recently, we took off in the morning. We don't really do a lot of coast flying because we live in the Midlands. But when I went to Wales, we flew along the coast and we took off in the morning, and there was all the mist, and it was just, the scenery was stunning. So that was a great flight.
I'll bet.
And also, there's too many. I could just keep going and going.
That's why we're here. Yeah.
So we did on the anniversary of Princess Diana. We flew to where she was laid to rest at Althorpe House. So we flew over there to see where she was buried on the island.
That's
Very
nice.
nice.
And then in my first year of flying, we got permission to fly into the local airport, Sywell Airport, and that was quite memorable because it was very nerve-wracking. I remember coming in thinking, do not land on any of these microlights or any of these planes. Yeah, so that was quite special.
Justin Weaver is asking, do you fly a trike at all, or
I don't. My dad has always flown trikes, and he's foot launched as well. But he flies a lot of he flies trikes, and he's always said that I could fly his trike, but I've never plucked up the courage to do it yet.
And then Chris Gwynn is asking that he missed the intro. Do you fly anything else?
Just paramotors, but next year I'm looking at doing my microlight, my PPL, to get my microlight license.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
but just paramotors at the moment.
And then Wendy's going to ask the other side of it. What's your scariest flight?
Scariest flight? Probably, I mean, I've had a lot where the weather's being quite scary, and I've wanted to be on the ground and not in the air. But probably one of the most scariest, probably the biggest learning opportunity I had was when I got my wing and I did my first reverse launch on the new wing. I did all my pre-flight checks, took off, everything felt, well, immediately, as soon as I got airborne, something felt completely wrong. Looked to my left, everything in the right place. Looked to my right, I got the shock of my life because the carabiner wasn't in the right place.
Oh.
And what had happened was the strap that was holding the carabiner on the swing arm, so it had kind of dropped the wrong side of the swing arm. So once I turned on the new wing, the actual lines had caught under the swing arm, so my hand point was way off on one side. So I just kept climbing. I kept the throttle on and kept climbing and climbing, and I just thought, right, I need to land straight away. So I just turned as lightly as I possibly could, landed. Thank God for that, and then added another check to my pre-flight checklist.
Right?
Man, the scariest flight I've ever had, I flew in a haunted house once. I was getting spooked all over the place.
Yeah. I do remember somebody saying to me though one time, if you should never add more than one variable every time you fly. So if you've got a new wing, don't add a new motor. And I try and keep to that as much as possible. If you've got a new pair of, I don't know, flying boots, then don't try and add too many new variables into the mix.
Right. This is a beautiful view.
Okay, yeah, that's flying from one of the fields that we have over Leicestershire with a couple of good friends that I fly with.
Nice.
Lee and Bri.
Here's one from Wendy. She wants to know if you've ever had an engine out since you've been flying for 6 years.
Yeah. I had probably, luckily, it was actually the end of last year. I was just flying. I took off from the field that we have in Leicester with a couple of friends. I had plenty of height. Luckily, you kind of suddenly the throttle went. Thought, oh, I'm not going to swear, but obviously that's what I thought. And you just kind of go into like this sort of mode where you're like, right, if you're going to make a good decision, now is the right time. And managed to look down, land safely. Everything was fine. It was a quick fix to the Paramotor. It was only, I think it was like a spark plug or something. And I must admit, it was a few people afterwards said to me, did you get scared? Especially the people who don't fly. They're like, did you get scared when that happened? And not really. I remember going to bed that night and reanalyzing it in my brain, thinking, did you make the right decision at every point? But I can't remember because your brain sort of just goes into this weird survival mode, and you're like, right, come on, let's find somewhere. So it was good kind of learning curve, really.
Have you ever thrown a reserve?
No. I did do an SIV course quite early on, and it was probably a little bit too early to do an SIV course. I think it was in my first, probably I saw somebody else throw a reserve while we were doing that, but I've never had to throw one.
Yeah.
So do you fly with a reserve though? Did I miss that?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
You do? Do you fly with any? What are they? The water
Flotation.
A flotation device? No, I don't fly with one of them.
No.
I do fly over water, but height, don't. I don't take too many risks. I probably took more risks early on than I do. I think the older you get, the more you know what happens when things go a little bit wrong. So I don't think I'm ever going to be somebody who sort of chucks the wing around and does crazy acro. I do a few minor wing overs and scare myself, and that's enough for me.
I drive way too fast to worry about my cholesterol. So where'd you do your SIV at?
I did it with Fly Spain.
Okay.
So
And how far in did you, like, how long were you flying before you
I
decided
think
to
I
do
was
that?
flying about, I think it was less than a year and a half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think it was quite early to do one.
And how was it? Like, what did you work on, and what was your takeaways, or how did you enjoy it?
I did it, it was on my first wing, so that was a Paramotor Revo 2.
Okay.
It was. And it was, yeah, I was a little bit, the wing was a little bit big for me. So it was very, very difficult. I think I ended up borrowing one of the school's wings. I'm just looking at Jade's dog. Is that your dog in the frame? There's a little dog. And oh, it's gone now. Yeah, we did.
It's right here.
Yeah, so it was. I ended up borrowing one of the school. I think it was Bruce Goldsmith wing that I borrowed when I was there, and yeah, it was very. I think I did a couple of maneuvers on my wing, but it was very difficult to make it collapse. Very difficult. But you kind of, I'd say it was definitely worth doing, because the weather that we get in the UK, you don't, even if you're a regular flyer, you don't get that kind of. You come back with quite a lot of confidence in your wing and what it can do, and so in a way, I'm quite glad. Quite glad that I did it. I'd definitely say, everyone should probably, especially if you're going to throw the wing around a little bit, to do an SIV course. I kind of realised that you could try and hang 12 monkeys off the wing and it'd still fly.
I'm going to try that.
12 months.
Not 13, though, just 12.
Just 12.
Just 12,
Christmas
yeah.
doesn't.
Chris Lynn wants to know if you do any acro.
No. I do a few sort of minor wing overs and scare myself a little bit, and I've not even plucked up the courage yet to foot drag. I've got my foot about this much. I've hit crops with my foot, and I've got my foot about this much off the ground. But I still haven't done any foot dragging or anything like that.
What kind of things did you work on while you're in your SIV? Like, was it stalls? Did you get into some?
Yeah, so it was
other
like
stuff?
beeline stalls, asymmetrics, that kind of thing. Big ears, which is absolutely like nothing happens at all when you do big ears. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, that sort of.
So Eric's asking if any U.S. based fly-ins in your future.
I know. I'd love to go to some more fly-ins, because we try and go to as many as we can in the UK. Just love how diverse the people are. You meet so many interesting people. I would love to go to. I think I really, really want to go to the one. It's more paragliding based. Is it Kupikare? Really want to go to that one.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd love to go to some more fly-ins outside the UK. So if you know any that you can recommend, let me know. As additional people.
Eric wants to know if you know Pete Hobbs.
I do, Eric, but I only know him from social media and just from a few messages on social media and a few comments. I've never actually met him in person, but he only lives in Nottingham, which is not far from me.
You said
He's
like
mine,
an hour
you
away.
can't have him.
You can have him. He's
Yeah.
yours.
Finally. I haven't had a good sword fight in years.
You might get a free burger as well.
Oh, count me in.
That's not some weird.
So Justin,
Yeah,
Justin's asking if anybody would know, is the SIV course the same in the UK as it is in the US? Are they doing basically the same things? I would think so.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if they do many SIV courses in the UK, because the one I went to was in Spain. So I think they go to Spain a lot. They go to Oladeniz quite a lot, because a lot of them are done without the motor on the back anyway. Yeah. Do you have many SIV courses held in the US?
Oh,
There
yeah.
are a few, yes. Um, so we do a fly in Wisconsin. So we had one last year, and it wasn't just Eric and I. So it was a few more people. So we set the date for July 21st weekend, July 21st through the 23rd. So you're more than welcome to come over by us and fly at our local airport. Deweese was there, and Steve bailed on us.
If you like cheese curds more than life itself, you're gonna love that fly-in.
Cheese curds, okay. Okay.
Ah,
Here's one. What part of the UK are you from?
So I'm from the Midlands, which is in between London and Birmingham. So it's as far from the coast as you can get.
and do you know Andy?
No, I don't. I don't.
All right. Well, welcome, Andy.
I'm just looking at the picture, but no. Well, maybe I don't know. Andy, do you know me?
Maybe he's just watching the show.
Now.
Yep.
Andy from Desborough. Is that Desborough in the UK? Because I think there's
Sorry if
There's
you
a
already
difference somewhere
answered
else
this,
as well.
but what wing are you on now?
I'm on a Sirocco too.
Okay.
So, when's the next time you plan on going out flying? Do you have any friends that you can call up, and how far away, I guess, is your LZ?
Sorry, Jade, I lost you there for a second. Would you mind just repeating that?
So, how far does it take you to get to your landing zone? And do you have some local friends that you can just call up and say, hey, the winds look good. Let's go fly?
Definitely, I've got quite a few WhatsApp groups set up. So it's some people. I've got a few people who have some days during the week off, so I can just go, right, let's go flying. Otherwise, I'll phone my dad up and say, come on, let's go flying. But my local, I've got a couple of fields because I like to kind of alternate it, and they are sort of a mile, 2 miles away, so very local.
Okay.
So quite lucky. And then everyone now and then, if you've got a bit more time, I like to go a little bit further afield and then go back to the school that I trained with. There's a guy, Clive Mason from CM Paramotors, and it's always nice to go back to the school and fly from there, because you see the new guys learning and then get to speak to them as well.
Right. So this is your wing colors. I take it here.
Yes.
What size is that?
It's 22. I've had that wing for a couple of years now, 2-3 years. So I'm ready for a new one.
Nice.
So how was the change from your Revo to that? Was that like so much easier to launch, or?
Oh, much. I mean, I absolutely love the Revo too. It's almost a bit like having your first car, isn't it? I think it's you kind of. I think a lot of people say one wing is better than another, but I think you just adapt to whatever wing you go for, and I loved. I mean, the Revo 2 needed a lot more. It needed a lot more sort of power and a lot more elbow grease when you took off in low wind. And because the Sirocco 2 is the lighter weight material, it's it's a lot more easier to launch, a lot more easy to carry across the field as well. I prefer it. I just want to go for a bit more smaller wing now because all my friends are on smaller wings, and you like to be able to keep up with them.
So who are the crazies in the background of this picture?
Oh, so that's Liam Bry. So that's who I fly with in Leicestershire.
Nice. I like his suit that he's got.
Yeah, so Brian, he's actually his birthday today, and he's 64, 65. Hope he's 60, 65.
Oh,
Otherwise,
happy birthday.
I've just added a year on.
I'm sorry I have to do each of these pictures separate, so just bear with me here.
That's okay.
Eric wants to know if the Paramotor gas tanks are marked in gallons or liters.
Liters.
Liters?
Yeah, definitely liters.
Okay, I got a video
Very
coming
important.
up.
Yeah.
You might have already answered this when I cut out. How many hours do you have on your top 80?
So on the top 80, it's got to be about, I'd say about 150 now.
Oh, I was just getting down with it. You got to add in the music, otherwise you lose the experience.
Okay, sorry. I'll turn it up just a little.
Oh, there we go.
Show her leg. That's beautiful.
That is.
You know, I shave my legs just so I can do those shots too.
Damn, I should have shaved mine.
No, it's almost winter. You don't have to do that then. So, Tracey, did you notice on Steve's picture in the background him flying?
I did, yeah.
Other way, Steve.
Is this the pirate outfit?
Oh, she
Yeah.
knows all about you.
Yeah. Is that it's a parajet, isn't it?
It's a parajet with a pirate wench. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it the Maverick?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a thing.
It
Oh.
looks like you haven't got any clothes on at all. Oh no,
Well,
there's a red top there.
Right. There's a skirt, but the skirt blows up on you in the wind.
It needs more elastic.
I can't imagine people fly in kilts because it's not practical at all. It just
How often do you fly in that outfit, or is this just a one-off, or is this a regular thing?
I've done it a couple times. Let's just forget about that.
It must be Halloween.
What's that?
Must be Halloween.
Yeah. We'll say it's Halloween.
Oh,
Have you ever done the Christmas?
international.
Have you ever flown in the Santa suit or done the Christmas?
No, I haven't done anything else, but one of the best flyers in the U.S. essentially challenged me to fly in the nude. The problem is he's much more physically fit than me, and so I need to work out a little bit before I accept his challenge.
I think I told you this once before. They do have a nude day where people fly nude.
On paramotors.
Yeah.
And I gotta think about logistics, like where am I gonna take off? Where am I gonna change? Am I gonna have to wear a sock and then pull it off when I fly? Like, how am I gonna do this? Can we change the subject now?
Sure.
I know. Imagine everybody wants to fly in one day.
Let's just stop now.
This is about Tracey.
Oh. DP says clear prop for sure.
Tony, skydive naked. Just saying.
Oh my God, I can just imagine.
Walter,
Remind me.
dirty-minded Walter.
Yep. Yes, please.
And
Oh,
Angela wants to know, Deweese, what day is that?
I'm not sure. I can sure find out. You can Google it. You can Google anything.
So I got a normal question for you, just
Normal?
because there tends to, when we do shows like this, it tends, we have a lot of beginners that like to watch. Did you have any challenges or anything that was problematic when you were first learning this, whether it be just learning or maybe fear or anything like that?
Um,
Oh my god.
yeah, I mean, there's been so many like little things that have happened, and I've had to change my pre-flight checks and things like that. I'd probably say the the biggest learning for me is when I broke my first prop, or had my. I mean, I broke quite a few props in the first couple of years. I broke quite a few, but I think when I had my first big sort of landing and my prop was quite mangled, it was. I don't know, that first flight back was. I think you need sometimes you need a few people around you to get that. I think mentally you lose a lot of confidence after that first big, like the biggish thing that happens, and I'm just trying to think what. I think you need people around you to kind of. What really helped me was a few of the people that I learned with, and there's probably one time when I thought I'm not gonna fly because it's not for my confidence, and I spent the whole weekend at the field ground handling the wing and trying to get my confidence back, and I nearly got in the car and nearly drove away, and I kind of thought if I did that I probably wouldn't fly again. And I almost got in the car and drove away. And a few of my friends sort of said, "Come on, you know what you're doing. You're not going to do that again. Come on, just get on with it." And that really helped me. So I think that surround yourself with people that are kind of know your skill set, and sometimes can give you a little bit of that boost when when you've had your confidence up. Because you will get times when you think, "Oh, I don't know, I can't do this." And you need a kick up the arse every now and then. So I think that's probably the best thing.
That's awesome. I like
That
it.
was a bit deep, wasn't it? That was a bit. Sorry about that. Let's go back to flying naked.
We don't like depth here. We're all very shallow people.
Oh,
When you say you broke a lot of props, was that a lot on like takeoffs or?
I was a bit. My instructor always said that I was a bit throttle heavy, so I was kind of. I didn't have that. It was all or nothing for me. So when I was going to take off, I was fully committed, and then some. so my commitment was there, but it was probably a bit too much. So my application for the throttle wasn't the smoothest, shall we say, at the beginning. So yeah, it kind of got me to calm down a little bit and, take your time. And there's a lot that happens in a few seconds, but take your time, calm down. But I think having a new wing helped with that process as well, because you get a bit more time to think.
Oh, because you had to run it a lot harder on your first wing.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it was a little heavier and
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. So Tom from Parajet, have you ever met him?
I have, yeah. Yeah.
He's a funny guy, isn't he?
He is, yeah. He is.
So
I've seen him a lot of the fly-ins.
Yeah, I've hung out with him a number of times. He's super fun. But I avoid power forwards even on no-win days, and like I always talk about that. I know people in the States that they'll do power forwards and lose a finger because they'll flex the cage, pull a line in the prop. And if you ever watch him, he loves his, I don't know if he's on a Revo, but he is on that same brand. And he keeps flying it and on an older wing because that's what he likes.
Yeah, I think he's got a GTX or Paramotor one. Yeah, sure. And it's very, very, he's had it for years and years. And
if you watch him launch, and he flies a Maverick frame, he goes on full throttle on immediate inflation, and you just see the lines struggling to get over the hoop and get up and over. And then he's just like off, and it's the craziest thing to watch him launch. It's just nuts. Him and I have a bromance going on. I'm gonna get my green card over there sooner or later.
Yeah.
You're a cheater, Steve.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I've tore up a couple of paramotors, tore up my hand, but I still keep trying.
That was a year ago now, wasn't it? Something just came up.
You're close. It was January.
Almost. Yeah, it was December. Yeah.
No, it was January. I was there. No.
No, you weren't there.
I was there in spirit.
All right, I got one more video.
Yeah.
Where is this at?
So that was in Wales. That was about a couple of months ago. So that was on the little flying holiday that we had.
That's beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, we got some really good weather when we were there.
Look at that water, that turquoise.
That's really pretty.
Yeah, we went to a restaurant, and the first night we were there and saw dolphins in that water. It's Cardigan Bay. Yeah, and that's the first time that I've actually kind of flew along the coast.
Nice. Bill H just said that he broke 2 props because of the power forward launching. So, ouch.
Yeah, I had to do that on the Revo 2 a lot, but I don't have to on the Sirocco. It's not. Yeah,
so,
you don't have to do a power.
Yeah, these new wings are amazing. You can look behind you and blow on them, and it's like over your head.
It just makes you think, like in sort of 20 years ago, how did they fly these really heavy motors? And they didn't really have schools that you could go to and learn, and they would just buy any old thing and go to a field and fly it. And now we're so lucky with what we have, and it's just getting better and better all the time.
Right.
It was a blood sport, and now it's all like, no, anybody can do this. No, we figured stuff out. It's gonna be easy. Just get over your fear, and we'll send you up.
All right. Well, does anybody else have any questions for Tracey at all?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to just take one moment, and if all the viewers, all the chatters, if you can just please scroll down and give us a thumbs up, we'd really appreciate it.
Yes.
And also make sure that you are subscribed and hit that bell, and please tell your friends. I do have the handle now, so you can either go to paramotorgirl.com or you can go to Flying Flamingo Jade, and it'll take you to this page, and you can view any past shows also. If you're interested in being on the show as a guest, please reach out to one of us, and we'll get a date marked for you and get you to share your story also of how you got into the sky or how you fell out of the sky. So
I will say one of my favorite quotes from your former Speaker of the House of Commons, just because Jade goes by Flying Flamingo Jade, but there was one time John Burkow was like, order, order. I say to the right honorable gentleman that I do not give a flying flamingo what his opinion is.
I did see that, yes.
Right?
Yes, I watch British politics for amusement.
Mr. Bean?
Oh, Mr. Bean, I love Mr. Bean, yeah. We need to go in here and say hello to all of our chatters.
Yes. So let's say hello and welcome. Thanks for joining everyone. Bill H., Heather Kent, Cheese Curd, Travis DuPont.
There's Lift Paramotor just joined.
Oh, welcome. And Scuba and Tango Marzano. And let's see, who else we got? Wendy and Justin and Angela Linda, Paramom, and Walter from Down Under, and John Wayne. DP, I'm not sure if he's still in the house, but thanks for logging in, everybody. We really appreciate it. And again, please give us a thumbs up if you could, please. So
We're giving $10 per thumb. $10 in your wallet right now.
Wendy the Explorer, did you say her?
yep, I did. I can't miss Wendy. John Wayne says he only watches Brit TV.
Brit TV.
TV.
So that would have been cool if we could have got you and the Burger Boy on together.
And Burger Boy.
Oh, that's my that's my other half. Alex Walker Fishing. I think he just wanted to get a little bit of promo. Still away. Go
Do
sleep.
you know, that reminds me, do you know Paranoob?
What was that? Sorry.
Do you know Paranoob?
I do know Paramotor.
You need to tell him to get in touch with us. I want him to be on our show.
I do, yes, I do. I've actually, when we went to the viaduct and flew over the steam train, Paramotor was there.
Yeah, I sent him.
We see him a lot of he lives locally, and we see him a lot of the flyings. He's a great guy.
Hey,
Yeah,
Tracey.
I sent him a couple of emails, but I don't, not emails, messages, but I don't think he either didn't get them or he trashed them or something. But I want him to be on our show.
Okay, I will definitely chase him for you, and I'll make sure he's on here.
Please, we would love to have him on the show.
I will.
Hey, Tracey, who's Alex Walker Fishing?
Alex, I don't know. I've never heard of him.
No?
No, that's my other half, and
he's on here and he's watching you. He says, and no, I can't sleep.
Go sleep.
Alex, my 19-year-old son would love to hang out with you. He's a big fisherman, so I didn't see Brady in here tonight. So
But it's okay though, because he can spend a lot of money on fishing, and I can spend a lot of money on flying.
exactly.
Yes.
So, hey, what apps? I guess here's a question. What apps do you use?
Oh yeah.
So
I use
apps do I
Bumble.
use? I used to use Fly PPGPS a lot. I used to use that quite a lot. But to be honest, the first couple of years I used to fly with GoPro. I used to have GoPro on my foot, on my helmet, on the wing, everywhere. And I used to go home and I used to edit the videos. Used to have apps on the phone. And now I think because now I just the last couple of times I've not even taken any photos, or I've not posted anything on social media. And I think it's, I feel like I don't really have time to edit the videos, and I kind of take it in a little bit more now. But then if it's not on social media, did you even fly?
No, you didn't. It's
You didn't
terrible
really,
to
did
be a
you?
modest person. It really is. It's funny. So I fly with my instructor all the time, and I edit a lot, but I always bemoan to him. I'm like, I really hope for a life where I don't have enough time to edit, to share, or anything. That would be a happy life for me if I didn't have time to do that, where I could just fly, and then I'm too busy being happy on the ground doing other stuff.
So I use PPG Flyer and Gaggle. I've been trying. And then one of the other gals that comes on here occasionally, Susan Ray, she got us onto that Gaggle. And there's a group of women that we can see each other after we fly. But mine hasn't been working lately very much. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I hit the record button and it comes down and it says, ready to fly, still waiting. Probably because I only go up, like this past weekend, I was having issues. So anyway.
Yeah,
But
I
it's
used
neat.
to have all the weather apps on the phone as well, but now we just use Met Office here. And I used to be very, at the beginning, I used to go up the field and wait, do the whole power waiting for a long time and be up there at the field for hours waiting for the wind to drop. And these days, I just, I wait for the perfect opportunity in those, very light wind or nil wind days.
Right. So this is interesting. Our chatter, John Wayne, said he was stationed. Is this anywhere near you?
Portsmouth.
No, I don't know where that is.
No? Okay.
No, sorry, John. No, I'm not sure where that is.
And Lift Paramotor, he says, I really take photos and videos anymore while he's doing it for a living by teaching. So, yeah, I agree. Eric
Definitely.
doing the same thing.
I think it's an escape for a lot of people, isn't it? It's it makes you feel a little bit, the risk of sounding cheesy, it makes you feel humble because not many people get to witness it.
Right. I don't know, but
Oh,
those
yeah.
sunsets are sure beautiful.
That reminds me, I was like reading the little profile description. And I was like, this makes you feel humble. Have you met a lot of paramotor pilots?
Yeah. Oh,
We're
Alex
not a
has just
humble
said
group.
Portsmouth. That's Portsmouth, Jeff. John.
Yeah, he said it's in Germany.
Oh, okay.
Portsmouth is 3 hours south. Alex says it's 3 hours south of y'all.
Oh,
Okay.
That Portsmouth. John Wayne is in Germany.
so can I ask you a question about your occupation? You said you're a website designer.
Yes, yeah. So I do like branding, websites, social media. I'm too busy doing social media for businesses, so I don't have time to do it myself.
Okay.
I work with quite a lot of startups.
Do you work from home or do you have to go in?
Yeah, I work from home, and then I kind of spend probably a couple of days a week working on site, doing a lot of the electricians at the moment.
Oh,
Yeah, just updating their social media, and then I'm at home sort of half the week.
all right.
Yeah, so
My
it's
instructor is an electrician, and people are really shocked when they find out he's a really bad electrician.
Oh,
that is electrifying. That's the best I can come up with.
That joke was so dad it owns several VHS copies of The Hunt for the Red October.
okay. Stop, you two. All right. Well, we almost hit our 1 hour mark, and
What are we going to talk about in the next hour?
Wow, that was really quick. I thought, how am I going to talk for an hour?
I
I
know.
didn't tell you this is a 2-hour show.
So, where can we find you, Tracey, on social media?
So I'm not as active as I used to be, but I've got an Instagram and it's TJ Fly Girl, and then I'm on Facebook as well. But I don't have anything specific. Although I haven't posted anything on my Insta for quite a long time.
All right. And Steve, where can we find you?
Usually like passed out in a ditch,
Right.
covered in blood next to a half-eaten deer that's dead.
Oh. Wait, what was that thing you posted today?
What?
His chickens.
No.
I saw that on the Paramotor group. It was
What?
a wing.
Maybe it wasn't you. I don't know. I don't know what it was. I'm not going to say anything more until I figure out who posted it, because I thought it was you.
Yes, I did as well.
What was this in regards to?
I don't even remember. It looked like a big balled up wing.
Oh, a burnt wing. No, that was a friend of mine. He had a garage that caught on fire years ago, and he had a number of he had several paramotors, several wings, and every spare part you can imagine
Yeah.
that went up in that fire. And that was a picture of it. And I just posted as a joke, like, hey, I want something extra crispy. Like, so I'm in a group chat with Nebraska Paramotor, and sometimes they send me something. They're like, Steve, make a meme of this and post it up on the group, and I'll think of something funny and share it.
Got it. Got it. Deweese, where can we find you?
YouTube, Deweese Milstead, and Instagram, Deweese Milstead, and Facebook.
Now, Deweese, where can we find you in person?
You know where to find me, Steve.
Oh, I'm heading down your way here in a couple weeks. You better wear something low cut and sexy. Wait, Randy's not around, is he?
Paramotor flight, whenever that is.
Do what? I'm sorry.
Is it Deweese is going to the naked paramotor flight whenever that is?
Yeah. Yeah, you all want to see this.
She's gonna bring her magnifying glass too.
Lady Godiva.
So you can find me at Jade Lear on Facebook, and Flying Flamingo Jade will now take you right to the YouTube page or paramotorgirl.com. Also, check out Tomahawk Tees if you're looking for any apparel, anything that Steve might not be wearing right now.
Her leggings are amazing. I like them. They're really comfortable.
And I just want to have a moment of silence, if Steve can, for the family and friends of Kenny Lee down in Washington, Missouri. I'm saddened by this, that we're looking for a paramotor pilot from over the weekend. So it's just sad that we have to keep posting things like this. So, but I want everybody to keep flying safe if you can, okay?
Hey, Jade, since you brought that up, I do want to say I've been talking with Andrew Fuller quite a bit about that, because one of my buddies I train with actually was kind of involved in that scenario. So I got some inside scoop. Andrew Fuller felt so passionate about.
I saw.
His words were, in paragliding, if someone goes down the mountains, people go search for their friends. And this guy went down in a river, a very big and heavy currented river. So obviously where he went down, you're not going to find him in that spot. He contacted the family and contacted everybody involved, and basically wanted to drive up with his boats and scuba gear, because Andy does SIV. He has speedboats, he has other equipment, and he was just bound, determined to find this paramotor pilot to bring him home, who died. So
it was a 2-day drive away.
Yeah, that was, he's down in Florida, so that would have been a 2-day drive, but he was that passionate about coming up and just trying to find this man and bring him home to his family. So it was neat hearing that from Andrew. Like, if I went down and couldn't be found, it's like, man, it'd be kind of cool if I had people like that in my life that would just want to come find me to bring me home. You know?
I know. Very sad. So just keep your prayers and thoughts in the family of Kenny Loudermilk going this coming week and everything. So, but I don't know. Let's just take a break from a after show this week, because she's tired. I'm tired. I'm sure you guys are all tired. Let's just take a break. We got great guests next week. 2 guys from the Pennsylvania area. So, and Tracey, I really appreciate you joining us tonight and sticking around with us and acting crazy here for the last hour.
You're very welcome. It's been lovely just to talk flying.
And if you ever do come over this way, please let us know, and one of us, I'm sure, will try to find you.
And if we don't see you on there, we'll see you in there.
If we get a chance to come over by you, we'll look you up also and see if we
definitely. If you ever come to the UK,
I'd love to.
Make sure you get in touch.
Thanks, Chatters, for being there with us.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. And make sure you give us a thumbs up, and see you all next week. Fly safe.
Thanks,
everybody.
up in the sky. There is a village, and the people there are blue. I believe it's true. Up in the sky, people are happy. They love to sing, and there is no need for a king. Up in the sky, nothing is insane. Like a rocket-driven plane, you can fly above the rain. Up in the sky, you just feel fine. There is no running out of time, and you never cross the line. I never want to die.